Good afternoon, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google+. This is Rich again, back for your first video blog of the day for Friday, August 26, 2016, around 2:53 in the afternoon in Billerica, Massachusetts. It's a very sunny day out, but hot and humid, highs in the 80s. Early in the day, it looked like damp and overcast, but the skies then poured down on much needed rain. Hopefully we get it soon. The tropics look like they're getting to be inactive right now, with all of these hurricanes and tropical waves being disorganized. That's a bummer, but it's still early, the peak of the hurricane season, September 10th. Some news to report last night. The Lowell Spinners beat the Vermont Expos by the score of 7-0. Also, it's Happy National Dog Day. Prayers to MLB Network host and reporter Matt Yaloff, who suffered a major stroke last month. He's doing okay, but he's on a long road to recovery, and there's like a page set up for him for like donations because of all the physical therapy sessions and occupational therapy and speech therapy that insurance does not cover all of it. And prayers to him. Hopefully he's back on MLB Network sometime in the near future. And sad news to report in the world of Hollywood. Actor Marty Kaplan, a character actor, passed away at the age of 89. So prayers to his family. And that's about it on the news. My first video blog subject of the day, continuation of the top 10 list of anything and anything. Now I've reached the top 10 best United States presidents of all time. I'm a history buff and I know a lot of great facts about presidents. Some of these presidents were amazing. And here they are. Number 10 on this list of the best U.S. presidents of all time, Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton was the 42nd president of the United States, serving from 1993 to 2001. He had, during his tenure, the U.S. economy was the strongest ever. He balanced the budget, and he had a big surplus. He's infamous for having that like inappropriate affair with Monica Lewinsky, but when he was president, there were so many jobs available, and his wife Hillary Clinton is running for president. Number 9 on this list of the greatest U.S. presidents of all time, Andrew Jackson. Andrew Jackson was the 7th president of the United States from 1829 through 1837. He was the first president born in a log cabin, and he was the first president to have his tenure in at 70 years old. The United States grew with him. He's on the cover of the $20 bill. Number 8 on this list of the greatest U.S. presidents of all time, John F. Kennedy, also known as JFK, the 35th president of the United States. And John F. Kennedy was the first Roman Catholic president of the United States. He had a 2-year term from 1961 through 1963, and he brought a lot of hope, a new foundation. He had a lot of enthusiastics, a lot of youth. He had like Cuban Missile Crisis he solved, and he also assimilated the Peace Corps and a lot of other great stuff. But his life was cut short on November 22nd, 1963, when he was assassinated in Dallas, Texas. Number 7 on this list of the greatest U.S. presidents of all time, Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States. His term was 1801 through 1809. Thomas Jefferson, one of the founding fathers of the country. He's on the $2 bill and he is on the nickel. When Thomas Jefferson was president, the United States doubled in size by the Louisiana Purchase. Number 6 on this list of the greatest presidents of all time is Dwight D. Eisenhower, the 34th president of the United States from 1953 to 1961. Ike was a war hero for World War II and also World War I. Dwight Eisenhower did a lot of great things during his presidency, and he was kind of into like the television age, and a lot of great technologies were advancing during his tenure as president. Also, Hawaii and Alaska were added for the last 2 states to join a union. Number 5 on this list of the greatest U.S. presidents of all time, Teddy Roosevelt. Teddy Roosevelt, 26th president of the United States from 1901 through 1909, the youngest president ever at the age of 42 years old. Teddy was born in New York City, but he didn't go to school because he had asthma, which wasn't good. Eventually, Teddy led the Rough Riders in the Spanish-American War. His famous quote was, "Speak softly and carry a big stick." That was the thing for him with the foreign policy. And he tried to run for president in 1912 with the Blue Moose Party, but he was a third-party candidate, and a couple weeks before the elections he was shot, but he survived. Number 4 on this list of the greatest U.S. presidents of all time, Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan was the 40th president of the United States from 1981 through 1989. He was a former movie star, the oldest president ever. At 69 years old, he served until he was close to 78 years old. Ronald Reagan was known for getting the U.S. out of the greatest recession since the Great Depression. Also, he was one of the masterminds to end the Cold War. Number 3 on this list of the greatest U.S. presidents of all time, George Washington, the first president of the United States from 1789 to 1797. George was a war hero leading the American Revolutionary War, and he was one of the signers of the Constitution. When he was president, the capital was New York City, and then it was Philadelphia, and Washington, D.C. is named after him, and also Washington State, and a lot of other Washingtons. And he chopped down a cherry tree, and I cannot tell a lie. Number 2 on this list of the greatest U.S. presidents of all time, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, also known as FDR. FDR was the 32nd president of the United States from 1933 to 1945, the longest running president of the United States, 12 years and 1 month. And when Franklin Delano Roosevelt was president, he got a lot of programs signed to lead the United States out of the Great Depression. He was stricken with polio, and he was a big fighter, and he got the United States into World War II, and he passed away in April 12, 1945, and an amendment to the Constitution says now presidents can only serve 2 terms because they were afraid of a dictatorship in the United States. And number 1 on this list of the greatest U.S. presidents of all time, Abraham Lincoln, the 16th president of the United States from 1861 through 1865. Abraham Lincoln, or Honest Abe, served the United States during the Civil War, which was one of the worst wars of all time. It was brother versus brother. A lot of southern states seceded from the Union, and Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves, and then it was the Confederate States of America surrendering to the United States, and generally to like U.S. Grant, and Abraham Lincoln was going to lead the United States, let the states rejoin the Union. But tragically, on April 14th, 1865, Confederate sympathizer who was from the North, John Wilkes Booth, an actor, shot Abraham Lincoln at Ford's Theater, and Abraham Lincoln died the next morning at the age of 56. He was the first president assassinated, and Abraham Lincoln's the first president to have a beard, and the last president to be born in a log cabin. And that's about it on that. I'll be back with the second and final video blog of the night, my take on why relationships are hard to come by these days. Romantic relationships. Keep calm, everybody. I'm a Julie Bennett guy. Molly was blood. WCC rocks and has nice legs. Elizabeth has so stunning. She's the best. Amy Sweezy's awesome Amy. And Linda Church of WPIX Channel 11 New York has the best legs in New York City, and Bob Gibbs of ABC 11 has a sweet southern accent. And in the words of Sean Lucia, get out. Bye now.